You shouldn't be asking who we are. You should ask who we were. We were the fat kid. We were the brainy kid. We were the bookish kid. We were the kid with the big, thick glasses. We were the kid concerned about his sexual identity. We were the kid who couldn't throw a baseball. We were the kid who, for whatever reason, all the other kids said, you don't belong with us. Now, human beings, as social animals, crave companionship. We looked to the happy, smiling, accepting faces that we saw on the Saturday morning cartoons. Now, to answer your question, who are we? We are adults who never forgot our old friends.
Fursonas is a film directed by this guy here, Dominic Rodriguez. It aims to illuminate and document many aspects of the furry community that often get overlooked, such as our human profiles and our tentative relationship with the media. However, despite the film's many good qualities, it contains some serious flaws and biases that I wish to address. The film opens up by demonstrating some of the colorful variety of profiles that exist in our furry community. From mothers to internet idols, they each get their say on who they are, why they're in the fandom, and what they enjoy from it. However, the film takes on a sour tone when it begins to attempt to address the question with furries and our self-portrayed representation in the media, which normally omits topics like sex and fetishization.
When the camera's on you, you're not talking about yourself. The camera's on you, you're talking about furry fandom. You have to represent all of us, not just your own little interest. It all boils down to how we answer the question, what is all this?
The voice in that clip belongs to a man who goes by the name Uncle Kage. He's the CEO of Anthrocon since 1999, often the face of the fandom, storyteller, and a lot of people like to see him as
what some people would call a pillar of the community.
Unfortunately, in this film, he is painted as the antagonist for some of his views and policies surrounding how furries should interact with the media. Kage believes that our public exposure should be kept clean and devoid of anything that might lead the furry community to be associated with subjects like sex or fetishization.
You can't get defensive. That's what they want.
If your back is to the wall and you got no better answer, play dumb. That's always worked for me, and I'm real good at it.
What is all this that's going on here? Very conventional. What is furry? And you say, thank you very much, yes.
Alternatively, some members of the fandom believe that we shouldn't attempt to hide that aspect of our community, and that we should be honest and open to the media about some of our members' sexual behaviors.
And I think as soon as someone like Kage gets up and says, be this, not this, and do this, it takes anything valid in the fandom that we've done and just flushes it right down the toilet.
The film tries to push this message of openness with ourselves, openness with the fandom, and openness with the media. Unfortunately, I believe their argument in the film ends up being portrayed quite badly. My initial gripe with the film started about halfway through my first viewing, when the tone and message of the film changes. I started to feel ripped off and misled because the poster, title, and first half of the film focuses on painting these portraits of a vast demographic of furries.
We're trying to go beyond the scene as well, because it's portraits of people, and ultimately it's more about even people than it is about furries, you know?
But in the second half of the film, it moves on to a more malicious tone that starts to attack Kage, antagonizing him, using a couple carefully selected clips such as,
we can go on and on with many examples. I'm not going to name names, like Chew Fox. I'm not going to name that name. Little fucking bitch.
Who the dog, gentlemen? Who, I believe is quite certifiably insane. I honestly hope he gets the help he needs. Basically should boil it down to, you do anything that embarrasses this convention, we are going to take you out back and skull fuck you.
Everyone likes to pretend that it doesn't exist at all. Like, no, that it doesn't happen at all. That's just a wretched way to think.
And this is Chew Fox, by the way. Remember that name and face, it'll be important later. But right away I felt a miscommunication of ideas and arguments here. The counter-argument against Kage's media policy, just like Chew Fox puts it, is that he seems to be all about shutting down and hiding the bad things about the fandom, implying some kind of second-hand embarrassment about it. But I don't think that's what Kage's trying to say.
I have worked very, very, very hard to foster good relationships with the local media and with the city of Pittsburgh. The city of Pittsburgh loves us. The media likes us. I want to keep it that way.
This ongoing battle with the media and furries, even though it's been getting a lot better these days, is not about embarrassment or hiding from our true selves. It's about knowing and understanding the game.
I know their game, I can play it too.
We understand that furries have been treated unfairly by the media, but we... 600 emails in my archive that all have that phrase in them. And they're all lying.
He loves the fandom. He loves all of us. He portrays us very well. He's just very good with his words.
Somebody told me that you guys have sex suits. I usually roll my eyes and I say, I have an idea. You go home and try to have sex while you're wearing your suit. Usually they back off. You notice I didn't say no? Never lie. Never lie outright to me. That's bad.
Not surprising to you in any way.
You're free to judge me, but I agree with 85% of it.
Dude, really?
And right here arises the third issue I have with the film, the director's bias.
I don't know, maybe a lot of furries are stupid. Maybe we're the only smart ones. I don't know.
It ends up feeling both frustrating and unprofessional to have the director blatantly express his bias on the controversial issue it had and against Kage. I mean, look at this next clip.
I feel you're a little biased in your interviewing, just a little bit.
Which I think, again, despite your good intentions with your message, stuff like this really sours it for me. On top of all this, there's this one last scene in the film that really ruins the entire integrity of the film's message, and that involves True Fox.
We celebrate it through drawing ourselves and wearing costumes and...
Do you have sex when you have the costume on?
Yes.
Now, yet again, True Fox may arguably bring up some good points here, even though it's misaligned with the director's unnecessary witch hunt of Kage.
Pieces of artwork I saw in my honor was a picture of someone holding me by the scruff of my shirt. And all it said was, "You told." That says it. That's all that needs to be said. It's not what we say, it's that we said it at all.
But that all crumbles apart in this short interview segment here.
You guys are gonna be the people who have sex in their fursuits. We're like, we don't do that. No, but we want you to say you do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't do that.
Well, the thing
no, we haven't.
We a little bit.
No, we didn't.
So it's not even true? See, that's the thing. I would potentially stand up for all this if you were actually trying to represent your own lives here, but really? You guys don't even do that and you went on television to say that you did? I'm done. I can't. Okay, let's wrap this up. The problem that really reveals to me through watching this film is the eagerness we all have to quickly hate each other. Regardless of Anthrocons' media policy, the most important thing I think we have is our love and care for each other. And it hurts me to see all these mean comments said about each other in the film, in the fandom, and I think we could use less of it. And I'm not saying we should censor ourselves, but I think there's a lot of room for us to be kinder. And I think that's the most important thing to take away from this film.
The people that are enjoying the fandom the most, the people that get fandom the most and get the most out of it are the ones that basically say, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what Dragoneer says, I don't give a fuck what Uncle Kage says, I don't give a fuck about any of that shit.